Republican Senator Ted Cruz went on Fox News earlier this week where he absolutely trashed those protesters showing up at Supreme Court justices' houses and, telling them not to overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, the protests at the houses were peaceful. In fact, the footage shown during that Fox News segment showed people just standing in the streets being peaceful, nobody getting hurt. Kavanaugh's own neighbors, by the way, have come out and said, we're the ones who organized this. We live next door to the guy. They're not bothering us. They brought him out wine and cheese as well. So they're okay with this. Nobody's gotten hurt. There has been no destruction of property at any of the homes of these Supreme Court justices. But of course, Congress has already passed a law giving them more security and all this crap. But Ted Cruz absolutely trashed these people, said these are horrible human beings, and the January 6th protesters, well, those were the good people. This is a disturbing enough clip, right? And we're going to show it in just a moment. But before we do, let's talk about what Ted Cruz had previously said about the January 6th protesters, who he now thinks are obviously saints compared to these sinners out there protesting Roe v. Wade being overturned. Ted Cruz had called these people dangerous, said it was horrible what they did on January 6th. He admonished them just a few months ago on the anniversary of it. And then, of course, he had to go groveling to Tucker Carlson the next night saying, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And Tucker's like, yeah, I don't believe you anyway. But here's the thing. All of these things Ted Cruz has said that contradict one another have been caught on video. And luckily for us, the good folks over at Midas Touch put together a little bit of a supercut here between what Ted Cruz said this week and what he has said in the past regarding those protesters that engaged in the Capitol riot. So take a look at this clip again. This was put together by Midas Touch. Good folks. I love their group. I interviewed them on the Ring of Fire podcast not long ago. Love what they do. So take a look at Ted Cruz being countered by Ted Cruz. Here it is.
All politics for them. The ends justify the means, and it's complete hypocrisy. You see this in the corporate media. You see this among Democrats. On January 6th of 2021, you had tens of thousands of people peacefully protesting, and yet the corporate media and Democrats slander them with the made-up term insurrectionist.
As we see terrorists assaulting police officers, tragically murdering a police officer. We see a violent assault on the Capitol. We see terrorists breaking onto the floor of the Senate chamber and the floor of the House. And all of us are horrified.
We are approaching a solemn anniversary this week, and it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol. And yet, in this instance, they are not willing to call off their goons even now as this has the potential to escalate.
Thank you.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.